and members of the Latah County AARP, we welcome all of you to our 2012 Fall Candidate Forum. In order of our seating, the candidates are, well, but first we will welcome two others. For Latah County Commissioner, 3rd District, Dave McGraw, Republican. And Dave, would you like to address this group? I know you're here. Talk to us. Where are you? There you are. Take a couple of minutes and tell us what you would like to tell us.
I'd like to first tell you that my government teacher in high school did a fantastic job. I guess I'd just like to say I am Dave McGraw. I am currently your District 3 Latah County Commissioner. We were having a conversation the other day. Somebody said, isn't there like 8 or 9 forums this year? And I said, yeah. And it was brought up, boy, that's an awful lot. I suppose there's a couple of forums that we could maybe miss, and and it'd be all right. And I thought for a minute, I said, well, I don't know which forums you would miss, but there are 2 that you definitely do not miss. One is the League of Women Voters, because, well, they vote. It says so right in their name. And the other one is the AARP. You do not miss the AARP forum if you're going to be a candidate. You guys, everybody in this room spent the last 50, 60 years building our states and our towns and our counties into what we have today, and you guys don't want to see anybody coming in here screwing anything up. So this is why you make sure you are at the AARP forum. So anyway, I thank you. This is a great forum. Thank you for having us. And I'm Dave McGraw, and I appreciate y'all being here. And thanks, Susan.
Thank you, Dave. He knows that if he hadn't said something like that, I would have gone back and given him an F retroactively. And for Latah County Prosecuting Attorney, Bill Thompson. Bill.
Thank you, Sue. Thanks, folks, and thanks to the AARP for this forum opportunity. I tell you, I look forward every 4 years to being able to visit with y'all at this forum, and it's quite a treat, and it's so wonderful to see the wonderful turnout. I'm Bill Thompson. I'm your county prosecutor. I have been proudly a prosecutor for 20 years now, and I tell you what, this is the best job in the world for me, and I hope that we're doing the best job possible for you. Commissioner Stroh's is back there nodding. Commissioner Baird and Commissioner McGraw are my clients, and I try to work closely with them. We have a great relationship with each other, and we as Latah County have proven ourselves to be at the top of our size of counties throughout this state. But the work's not letting up. Even after 20 years, you think, oh, it's supposed to get easier. You find your groove and just kind of moves along. And in fact, I can tell you, this year, our felony case referrals are up 41% over last year. 41%, which is just mind-boggling. It's so notable that the director of the Department of Correction, at a meeting I was at down in Boise a couple months ago with Judge Stegner, approached us and said, what's going on up there? Because they're seeing the impact as well. And we aren't doing anything more to continue to handle the cases that the Sheriff's Office, the Sheriff's Office and the Police Department and the State Police refer to us. But those numbers are up, and we need to know that that's affecting our community. It's going to continue to affect our community, and I really appreciate the opportunity to continue to do my job the best that I can to give you all the best prosecutor's office in the state. So thank you very much.
In order of their seating, the candidates are for Latah County Sheriff, Keith G. Wilson, Democrat, Wayne Roush, Republican. For Latah County Commissioner, 1st District, Richard Walser, Republican, Steve Cook, Democrat. For Idaho State Senate District 5, Dan Schmidt, Democrat, Gretchen Balma, Republican. For Idaho House of Representatives, Position B, Ken Devries, Republican, Shirley Ringo, Democrat. For Idaho House of Representatives, Position A, Paulette Jordan, Democrat, Cindy Agidius, Republican. And there they are. Okay, come sit down. Take your seat. Be seated. I don't. Hey, Yeah, be sure you don't change your seating order because I'm calling on you from the table here. You may not know, but I can't see that well to recognize faces. So I'm going by this. If you're seated out of order, then you'll speak out of order. No? Okay, here we go. Here are the rules, and they're simple as always. Our timer is Dan Bossy, our AARP president. And I've watched him, and Dan, you're doing a great job. But the timer, I teach a timer, and it doesn't work all that well. But anyway, note that he is holding cards which will indicate 1 minute remaining. Then, you get 2 minutes. 1 minute remaining, then 10 seconds, and then stop.
It's okay. Do that when it gets further down the line again. Okay. I am Keith Wilson. I'm your fiscally conservative candidate for sheriff. I've lived in Layton, Benoit counties for over 50 years. I'm a resident of Deary, close to Deary. I've been married to my wife Wendy for over 41 years. I have 2 sons, 2 granddaughters. I've got 26 years of law enforcement experience, 12 years of that as a supervisor, and most of that in Layton County. I've been in the search and rescue for 33 years, and I'm a longtime member of the Idaho State Trackers Association. Also a Vietnam veteran, served my time in the military. I've been a city councilman for the city of Troy for 2 years in the past. I have an advanced law enforcement certificate, and I'm certified in incident command. For the question that she asked everybody, the platform for the Democratic candidates this year, I do agree with most everything I've read in that. Most of those are at a federal level, so they don't affect me much in my job until they trickle down to the state level and then become law in the state. At that time, we do support state law and local law. But one that interests me most was the number 3 plank regarding health and thriving families and safe communities. Though, as like I say, the sheriff doesn't enforce federal law, but as it does trickle down to us, safe communities and thriving families depend on a safe environment that supports the quality of life, freedom, and free of.
Thank you, Keith. I'm sorry, I thought you were nearly to the end of that sentence. And you had a little extra time anyway. And please be sure the lights don't turn down again. I don't know, I'm assuming that our candidates are younger than I and they can read, but I cannot read in dim light, okay? And next, our next speaker is Wayne Roush. Wayne, do you want? That should be on.
Can the candidates stand up?
If the candidates stand up, would you please stand up? I'll get that thing on, would you? Yeah, I don't care.
They want me to stand up, so I'll stand up. You know, this is a problem that I have. I would stand on a chair if that would help. My name is Wayne Roush. I am your Layton County Sheriff, and it's been a pleasure to have served you for these past 8 years. I'm with Dan over here. I understand about legislative stuff, and I know right after you've had a meal, it's kind of difficult to stay awake sometimes, and it is for me. And so for that reason, I approached Tom Stroshine when I first came in, and I asked him about halfway through this presentation here if he'd jump up and give a good old sheep camp yell. So if you hear that, that's what that's about. Thank you for inviting us here to be able to present our points of view to you. I have approximately 28 years in law enforcement. I'm married to my wife Rachel. She's sitting there in the back. We've been married for 34 years. I have 2 grown children, 1 little grandchild that we just love to pieces. was the Idaho Sheriff's Association president in 2010. In 2011, I was a Mills Adler Award recipient for it's a state award for the outstanding county official of that year. I have over 3,000 hours of training in law enforcement. I've been in this career for many, many years and have really enjoyed what I do. It's been, as I say, a pleasure to be your sheriff. I've worked hard to improve your radio system. I've worked hard to improve the professionalism of this office. And I appreciate your vote in November. Thank you.
You did not answer the question that I sent you, so I'm going to say that we assume that you support the Republican platform. Come on.
Hello, thanks for coming today. Again, I am Richard Walser. As a county commission candidate, I think
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Hold it up.
You have to get it closer.
Can everybody hear me now? Is that better? I am Richard Walser. We got that established.
Yeah, we did.
I'm a county commission candidate. I think it is important to mention, however briefly, what it is commissioners do before I visit with you about my qualifications to do it. Nearly everything commissioners do falls under the heading of oversight of county government. Commissioners decide how to budget the tax dollars collected, as well as oversee the departments of spending. They have the final say regarding land use, and they also hear appeals and petitions on a variety of issues. With these brief points in mind, I feel I have qualifications that would be helpful in fulfilling the duties of county commissioner. I've lived in Laydough County my entire life. I operated our family farm for over 30 years, and during that time, I was elected by my peers to the board of directors of 2 grain cooperatives. I also was elected to serve on the 3-person county committee with the Farm Service Agency, which administers the farm programs in the county. Managing our farm taught me principles of accounting, budgeting, and financial planning, things that would be useful for a commissioner to know. It was on the farm I recognized the necessity of prioritizing wants versus needs. Needs have to be met, wants may have to wait. So too with the county budget. And it was my years serving on the committees and boards that I became aware of the crucial importance that teamwork plays in successful oversight. Respecting your fellow commissioners is essential. I'd be the first to admit I have a lot to learn if I'm elected county commissioner, but I think my past experience in oversight of government and business would be of great help in fulfilling some of the duties of a commissioner. And lastly, as regarding my party's platform, I do not agree with repealing the 17th Amendment or eliminating the Federal Reserve or the closed primary. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Now, Steve Cook.
Thank you. My name is Steve Cook, and I'm running for County Commissioner. I would like to be elected to replace Jennifer Barrett, District 1. I was raised on a dairy farm, and I'm a retired University of Idaho agricultural economist. Regarding the party platform, this is from the preamble of the Idaho party platform. By the way, I was a delegate at the National Democratic Party Conference. I may be the only person in the room that's read the National Democratic Party platform. I couldn't sleep on a 4-hour flight. Okay, preamble to the Democratic platform. We demand rational, pragmatic, workable solutions to economic and social issues. Pragmatism, not ideology. We reject closed private elections and voter intimidation, which seems to be taking place in Idaho, I might say parenthetically. We demand the continued direct election of U.S. senators. This may well come up in our presentations today. We reject unwanted government intrusion in medical decisions. These are personal decisions. We recognize the need for a modern federal banking system and reject the return to the gold standard. We reject that state government has the arbitrary right to nullify federal laws. We've already fought the Civil War. Let's not fight it again. We believe that communities benefit from protecting those who cannot protect themselves. We believe that the redistricting process should remain in the hands of citizens, not a political operation. We oppose unproven educational experiments on Idaho students. We oppose the impairment of the rights guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution, including freedom of speech, right of peaceable assembly, and the Second Amendment rights. And we believe that Idahoans have the right to information regarding the ethics concerning their government. Thank you very much.
Will that mic work down there?
Testing.
Okay. If you'd like, you can just stay there.
So I'll just stand here.
I do want to ask Steve a question. You didn't answer any points you disagree with, so we're going to assume that you agree with all
I
of
do
them.
agree.
Okay. Dan Schmidt.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you for this invitation. Hope you're having a good lunch. My name is Dan Schmidt. I'm serving as the Senator for District 6, State Senator, District 6, which is now in District 5. So we've been redistricted, and I'm running for the position of State Senator for District 5, Latah and Benewah County. As a state senator, I've served in, I'm a family physician. I've lived in town for quite a while, 20-some years, and I've served in the Senate on the Health and Welfare Committee, Agriculture Committee, Commerce and Human Resources Committee, as well as multiple interim committees, as well as the current Governor's Task Force that is reviewing the expansion of Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act here in the state of Idaho. So I've appreciated this involvement. I feel like I've had a valuable input. I'm the only physician in the Senate. I'm actually the only healthcare professional in the Senate, so that's been a good resource. So I have a couple things I want to say very quickly. Number one, I didn't write the Idaho Democratic Party platform. I've read it. If it was a bill, I'd probably vote for it. And that's what you have to do. You have to read documents and make decisions as to whether in general you agree with them and whether they're going to do benefit or do harm. And that's how I look at bills, and mostly I try to listen to my constituents and see their perceptions. So I would support the Idaho Democratic state platform. Number two, this is a public services announcement. I want all of you guys here who have voted to raise your hands. Look at that. No, this election. Who has voted in this election? Early voting. See this? People have already voted. Everybody in this room, Monday through Friday, go to the courthouse, vote early.
Thank you. Gretchen Balma.
Hello. Hello. Is it working? Let's try this one.
Well, we're doing better now. As she said, my name is Gretchen Balma. I'm a candidate for the Idaho Senate position in District 5, which Dan currently holds. I'm married to my wife Wendy, who's here supporting me in the back. Been married for 26 years. I have 4 children and a little grandbaby that's about 3 days old, so been really blessed recently. I'm a contractor in the area, have been for 12 years, but my background includes degrees in solar technology and accounting. I spent time as auditing cities and school districts. I worked as a school district business manager, and after that I got certified to teach. I decided that teachers had more challenge and interest in their profession than the bean counter did. So I got certified to teach and taught school in southern Idaho at the high school level for 6 years. I have a small farm, and I have done a lot of reading, have an avid interest in economics. Regarding the platform, the Republican Party platform, I actually was able to go down to Twin Falls and went there hoping to add some language to the platform related to food freedom and healthcare freedom. In food freedom, I was interested in protecting the ability of people to actually go to farms and buy whatever they wanted without government interference and regulation occurring. In other words, I believe that you are a sufficient inspector when you go to the actual source. And I believe that would be a great economic benefit to Idaho to have that ability. I myself am a raw milk criminal. Just want to confess it to you right now. I've milked a cow and sold a little bit to somebody, so I guess we'll stop with that.
Thank you, Gresham. Next is Ken Devries.
Greetings, thank you all for coming, and thank you for inviting us all down here. I'm Ken Devries. I'm running for Idaho House of Representatives CP. Pardon my glasses, my good-looking ones were left in my other car that broke down, so I have to make do with these. I have 3 sons, 21, 18, and 11. 2 oldest are students at U of I and North Idaho College, respectively, 2 very good schools. I'm a software consultant by trade. I've been self-employed since 2003 when I started my company, i3 Consulting. I've been in software for 25 years. My software is written and distributed, used over the web globally from everywhere. I'm also a small-time rancher like Gresham. I don't sell cow's milk. I sell goat milk, actually. We've had a long discussion about which is better for you. But goats, poultry, and kids are kind of my specialty. Our host today asked us to elaborate a little bit on the platform, our party, and whether we agree or disagree with it. I'm largely in agreement with the Republican Party platform. Controversy to one group is not controversy to another, and freedom should never be controversial. There's really too much there to go into detail on each of the planks that our host just mentioned, but I welcome questions on those, especially those on nullification, Social Security, and those types of things. I have some information that some of you might find very enlightening. I would like to ask for your vote on November 6th for the House of Idaho House of Representatives CP. Thanks.
Thank you, Gresham. Thank you, Ken. I'm looking at this and I don't see well, but you're lucky I didn't call you Shirley. And don't call me Shirley either.
Well, as a matter of fact, I am Shirley Ringo, and I'm also running for legislative seat 5B. I have served 6 terms in the Idaho legislature, and I'm here to ask for your vote again. First, I'll address the Democrat platform, and I might mention that my husband was on the platform committee. I gladly embrace what's in the Democrat platform, and not because I'm intimidated by him, but I happen to agree with those particular issues. Although if I had had the latitude to write it myself, I probably would have included more on tax policy. I think that we need to take a serious look at removing some of the exemptions and exceptions to the sales tax. In general, I think the broader your tax policy, the more fair it is, so that it's not focusing narrowly on 1 or 2 groups to pay the bill. So I actually had a bill that I tried to put forward to eliminate many of those exemptions, and the chair of the Revenue and Taxation Committee declined to introduce it, but I think it's a decision that we should have. Also, I would like to see us consider a working families credit, which is modeled after the federal earned income credit. I think that's something that really helps working families, and it's been proven over time on the federal level to really give these folks some help, some discretionary money they can use to get more education or improve their lot in life in some way. So I'm living in fear of that 10-second sign, but I think I'm almost there. So I think I'll stop for now and look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Shirley. Pollock, Jordan.
Thank you. Well, I believe it's afternoon now. My schedule is just all scrambled up. First of all, I wanted to apologize for my tardiness. I'm very proud. Today is a very big day for me. As an elected leader and a businesswoman in Benoit County, I am proud to say that we have opened our $17.3 million medical facility today. And that was 3 years in the making. So we are very excited about that and very happy. And I wanted to thank BJ Swanson for being there and her support on behalf of the Gretchen Medical Center, and Senator Dan Schmidt and Representative Shirley Ringo for being there to represent the district. So, proud day for me, but thank you for having me. Running for state representative has been a privilege and a pleasure thus far. Again, as a businesswoman and elected leader, most of my life I feel that I do have the quality and the credibility to stand here before you. Many of the issues that I stand for are speaking on behalf of our seniors, on behalf of our veterans, and especially education, our children. And I know that the response to our platform has been a question posed here, and I agree. I embrace our platform. I find that the compassion with the Democratic platform is highly agreeable. But I can also look at both platforms and say that I can find issues that I can agree with. And I think once you're elected, you have to find points on each platform that you can agree with, because you have to work for everyone. I will represent all constituents, not only because they're Democrat or Republican, but because I'm going to speak on behalf of seniors and veterans, the future of Idaho, our children. And that's what I stand to represent. So I thank you for this opportunity and time.
Well, I'm going to wander up here to the podium because I like to read what I'm going to say so I don't forget anything. Because at this point in my life, folks, occasionally if I don't write it down, I forget it. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for sponsoring this program. My name is Cynthia Genious, and I've lived in Latah County since 1976. I came to Moscow to go to the University of Idaho. I've been married to Pollock for 30 years. Together we've raised 4 children, all are grown and finally out of the house. We live on a small Christmas tree farm on Moscow Mountain, and I'm Nana to 6 grandsons. I'm an independent businesswoman, and I've had my own real estate business for the last 12 years. I spent 8 years working for U.S. Senators Dirk Kempthorne and Mike Crapo. During the 2 years I worked for Senator Kempthorne, I also worked part-time as the director of the Idaho Women's Commission. It was, at the time, the smallest state agency in the state, but it gave me insight into how our government operates. I'm a conservative. I believe in hard work and personal responsibility, and I'm a strong advocate of private property rights. I have a keen interest in economic development, and I wish to expand the value-added market of the natural resources that we're so richly blessed with in Benawah and Latah counties. I'm a strong supporter of education, and I think it's vital that parents and teachers work together to provide the optimum outcome for our children. I believe that local government is the best form of government. And in regards to my party platform, my biggest complaint was the black and white of it. It isn't perfect, but make no mistake, by and large, the platform is one I support. But folks, I've been married for 30 years and I don't agree with my husband every day, so to go into a great big room with 3,000 people and think I'm going to agree on everything was really a stretch. I would be glad to answer specific questions, however, should you have any. Thank you, and I look forward to a good discussion.
Thank you, Cindy.